The water and wine riddle. A jug holds a quantity of water. Another jug holds an equal quantity of wine. A glass of water is taken from the first jug, poured into the wine, and the contents stirred. A glass of the mixture is then taken and poured into the water. Is there more wine in the water, or is there more water in the wine?
So, what is the purpose of this riddle? The purpose of the water and the wine riddle is to understand the relationship between mixtures and come to a realization that often logical thinking is required in conjunction with algebraic computations to arrive at an answer. For a brain teaser like this in particular, you need to be able to wrap your head around the concept and take a step back to look at the bigger picture. And what's the action plan? The action plan is to read, understand, and make a plan to approach the question. Take some time to visualize the question in your head. And I stress visualize the question in your head. Model the question using things like cards, marbles, and so on, so you can have a better visualization and familiarity with the question. Then, last and foremost, algebraically using paper and pencil, solve the question.
Now in front of me, I have the calculations used to solve the problem. So one of the ways this can be solved is algebraically. A method my group has decided to use is variables, especially to represent the different quantities of liquids in this problem. So we have a cup that originally contained water, represented by W, and then a cup that originally contained wine, which is represented by V. So we are to move S for spoonful of water to the wine. So in the jug that originally contained water, water can be represented as water minus the spoonful. And then when we move to the cup that originally contained only wine, the quantity of wine is represented by V, and the quantity of water is represented by the spoonful that was added to it, of course. Then we are to move a mixture of W and S, named M for mixture, to the water barrel, but we must make sure that it is equal to the original spoonful that was added to the wine from the water. The stirring and how much this thing is stirred, this mixture is stirred, is not really important. What's really important is that the two are equal. So then the amount of water in the cup that originally contained water can be modeled as water minus the spoonful plus the amount of water in the mixture. And then in the same cup of originally water, wine can be represented as spoonful minus the amount of wine in the mixture. We must remember that since mixture and spoonful are supposed to be equal in quantity, we're basically saying mixture minus amount of water in mixture, and that we know, of course, that'll leave us with wine. Something similar happens to the amount of wine in our cup that was originally filled with wine. So wine can be represented as V minus S minus M, M representing how much water there is in the mixture. So wine can be represented as wine minus spoonful minus the amount of water in the mixture. So we're basically saying mixture minus the amount of water in the mixture to give us how much wine there is there. Then, if we look to how much water there is in the wine jug, water is going to be equal to spoonful minus the amount of wine in the mixture.
Summary. The answer to the question is that there are equal amounts of water in the wine as there is wine in the water. When the wine is poured into the water and some of that is taken back from the mixture, some wine is taken, but the majority of it is water. This water goes into the wine jug along with some wine. The water now in the wine jug is the same as the wine in the water jug. If there's an equal amount of both liquids, then any wine in the water will be equal to water in the wine, so they are equal. It is impossible to have an imbalance because then one wouldn't equal the same amount and they would not have the same volume.